Let's see. Hey, we're live, everybody. I'm going to try to play a video. We have been using the microwave oven incorrectly. Did you know that? Did y'all know? Anybody here? Ellen, are you here? You know that? TikTok user Isabella Avila posted a video that said to put items you are reheating on the edge of the carousel so they just don't spin in the middle and cook unevenly. Another little thing, another piece of product fact, I don't think you know, I wrote it down here. Another piece of product fact is that a back massager has never ever in history actually touched a back. Oh, boy.
1,000 Questions is an entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or
is the opening playing
about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional
not for me.
For your specific problem. We don't know.
It's playing for you. It's not playing for me.
Your deal. Okay.
I'm not seeing it. Isn't that wild? Are we muted? You guys are muted. I'm not.
Oh,
Brad, you are so professional. I love this. I love the professionalism you bring to this show.
Play? No, I just did the opening play.
Yes, you did while you were talking.
But you could,
yeah, and you talked over the whole thing. Yeah, nice.
I know, but it should mute me too, and it didn't. It never played for me.
The show.
I never saw it.
The show looks fine for everybody else, Brad, and isn't really that all that matters.
Yes, that's all that matters. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, if you're wondering why I played that first joke, not only because I thought it was a funny joke, but because of a couple things. Number one of the questions that I recently got that's a repeat.
We lost your audio.
You just muted yourself.
You muted yourself, Brad. You just muted yourself. There you go.
It muted me because it thought the mic. I wasn't touching anything. It muted me.
This show would be so good if Brad wasn't part of it, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll be cut out at any time. So, okay. So here's the question that I got that I thought of with that bit. How do I keep kids off porn sites? Why does a microwave fit in? I don't know how, but the whole vibrator thing. So I think we heard this before.
Everything is related to porn when it comes to Brad.
Yeah, yes. You sure do bring up there's a lot of porn questions here. Yeah, we did this one recently.
I don't know. We had something like this recently, but it wasn't this one. But somebody mentioned it on the ship this week. How to keep kids off porn sites, and so how do we do that?
Never allow them any electronics.
Yep, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Give them porn video games.
Yeah. I usually say if you could just find some porn magazines, that'll keep them off the websites. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yes.
Interesting. I know this is not really advice, but I would say watch it with them.
That is not advice that I would give to anybody.
That is not
that is not good. That is not good. That's like a friend of mine who's a local comic here in town said, he goes, he was actually watching his nephew, his sister's son, for a weekend, and he barged in on him and he caught him masturbating. And he said, and he felt so bad because the kid was obviously doing it wrong. So my point is that you shouldn't.
Oh my God.
What was it? He was looking around the house for stuff to use. So
right. Let's help. You got to help the kids.
You got to help the kid, not use something that can hurt himself.
Yeah.
He's going to get hurt. Don't use that. Don't use the metal thing. Don't.
Right.
Use
you know when
no baked goods.
Right. No baked goods. I've seen that movie. Anyway, so I think one of the things that you need to think about this is there needs to be context, of course, to all of these questions. And that's the beauty of it, is we don't get context, so we can say anything we want.
We have to make it up.
I know, we do. But in the context of smaller children that you don't want them to see that, then sure, there are parental guidance, there are parental locks on everything. And you should be able to, control that yourself. As a parent, it's getting more and more difficult, obviously. But in your own household, you can definitely control it. And then the other thing I would think, Donna, and you tell me if I'm wrong or right on this, because you've started off with some horrible advice, is should we, you should definitely talk about sex with your kids when you think that time is right, right?
Never.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm out. I'm done.
Oh, God. Donna with the hair. It's the hair.
Donna, this is like a different Donna. This is crazy Donna.
Yeah, this is opposite. It's bizarro Donna. It's
Donna's evil twin is showing up. This is like the Patty Duke show.
No, never teach them anything about sex.
Never talk to them about that terrible topic. Ever.
No.
I think they should know early on, because their friends are going to be looking at it.
Right.
They're going to come across it, that it is something that, talking about adult information and things that are for adults, that it's something you can bring up early on and then just keep the conversation open about it. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, let me say this, because I remember when I was 11, there was one dude walking around saying that you peed inside a woman and that got her pregnant. He was like, yeah, you go pee in there. And we're like, what?
Did you live in a log cabin when you were a kid? I mean, who did you hang out with? What the?
I was hanging out with some Neanderthal idiots.
We didn't
know what was coming out of where, because no one had talked to us. And
we all learn as we go along. But and back then, 11 years old. I mean, back when you were growing up, I guess in the 40s, 11 years old, they probably didn't have a lot of good sex education. So people were just, they were spitballing back then. I guess that's what happens. Lord knows. Okay, but today, this stuff is out there. It's everywhere. It is all over the place. So the sooner you talk to your kid about it, the better they're going to be able to deal with it. Yeah.
Nobody's going to be talking about the Cabbage Patch and the stork and at any point. We were at 3 and 4 talking about, my daughter already think I knew about sperm and eggs, and because she was so interested in animals. Like, she wanted to know how animals make babies and stuff like that. And we weren't talking about the process of where you put things.
Yeah.
But that women had an egg, men had sperm. They came together somehow magically. And so we started at that age. But that wasn't until she was in college that she saw everything, when she took human sexuality and she got an up-close version of the most vile and normal and everything of everything. So
yeah.
I know. Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody. So
we answered that. I think we've taken care of it, right?
Yeah. Donna said, "Don't ever talk about it."
Don't
ever talk. I have a daughter, and she can watch whatever she wants. I don't need to keep her off porn. She can. Right. She could be on and on. I don't care.
I'm open. Go ahead, watch some porn.
Okay, this is really. I don't think I've ever said this from before. This is totally true. I got it not too long ago. My husband's balls are at his knees. How much lower will they go?
This I cannot answer.
I can't answer that.
Guys,
I know it's a thing. I know it's a thing that happens.
Well, now is the good time to talk about the true the true inspiration on the invention of socks.
So you think a guy invented socks?
No, and apparently underwear too, because they can get in the way as you get older.
To keep things warm.
Right.
Well, and you wonder what to do with all those old.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Brad. They must have gone into the Bermuda Triangle.
So how about guys invented tube socks?
There you go. They come up. Yeah, that's very good. So, actually, it's interesting that he said whoever wrote this obviously is talking about his husband. I'm glad it stopped on that picture because he looks goofy as hell. Anyway, the thing about the testicles getting longer is fine. That's good. But let's play this on both sides, because I wonder if he wrote a question about your boobs, which gravity it's gonna.
That's good. That's a good narcissist move. Just flip that around.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Hey, I like to look at both
my testicles. Let's just talk about.
I like to look at both sides of the issue, Donna. That's what it is. So
nice
what did I miss while I was gone?
Donna's angry today. It is evil Donna. It really is. I'm glad you're back, Brad. I can't take her
about this
right there. He
I
pulled
can't take
a
her.
narcissist
I
move
can't
right
take
there.
her. Nope, not playing this.
And still doing it. Still pulling the narcissist up. What?
Well,
I didn't do anything.
If you want to stay on the subject, or both subjects, if you will, let's just say that as a man who has testicles, they don't get shorter. They don't get shorter. They're not unless it's cold, they're not going back up. So I don't know.
I think we just should have a mandatory, just like a lot of women have hysterectomies after they get older because they're at risk for cancer.
Yep.
I think it should go with the guys too. They should.
So we should get testicle shortening because we're at risk of tripping.
Gone? Wait a minute. What did I miss? Holy crap.
Somebody
castration.
Women,
somebody's not taking this Texas ruling really well. I don't know. Maybe. Wow.
You know, Donna, they don't do that as much anymore. They try to leave one fallopian tube and egg thing in there.
Do they?
Ovary in there. Yeah, they try to leave one in these days.
So what? Leave one testicle?
Yeah.
No, this is crazy. What are we talking about?
I thought it goes both ways.
Well, but it's not.
She's throwing it back on me. She's throwing it back on me because she's a narcissist. No. Anyway,
it has nothing to do with testicles. It has to do with your scrotum.
So this is what you missed, though.
You tighten it up and you sew it off.
This is what you missed when you froze. Okay, when you froze, it was. We were going to answer the question, then you froze. Then Joe, in his narcissistic defensive way.
By the way, don't forget, sexist as well. Come on.
Right away, flipped it around and go, why don't we talk about women's boobs?
Oh, that was bad. No, that's.
Did I say something wrong?
Yes. Women's
trying to read the room. Trying to read the room here.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you. Wow. That is a false equivalency right there. I don't think that's
why. It's gravity. Gravity hurts us all. You know what I'm saying? It really does in the long run.
Yeah, but women don't sit on them in their sweatpants when they get too long, and they don't hang in the toilet in the water like some. Like a lot of guys, they hang in the water.
We don't need the visual. We don't need any of that. And Brad, you're right. It is probably, it's a scrotum problem. It's not necessary. Here's my question. If you've had a vasectomy, do your testicles actually get longer? Do they sag lower? Because, there's no support.
I thought, no, they tie them up. They tie it off.
Oh, do they tie them off? They don't just leave them to dangle and swim?
They cut it, they solder it, and they hook them together. Yeah, no, they don't.
That's okay. They do hook them together, though. Okay, I didn't know they hooked them back together.
I think if we have somebody who does those surgeries, please tell us. but it is a problem. I mean, and I can see
even our listeners are shaming me now.
Suddenly, you got this going on in your face. That's probably. With the boobs, you can work with that. That's fine. But this and your
bras? Do they have testicle bras?
They're called jock straps.
Yeah, they're called underwear. Yeah, just underwear is what they are. But
as I remember from 6th grade, the bra was the over the shoulder boulder holder, whereas the jock strap was the under the butt nut hut. So just to clarify.
Yeah. Wow.
And
I appreciate.
I don't think jock straps are a thing anymore.
I said 6th grade.
I don't think jock straps aren't a thing anymore because the underwear that most men wear serves that purpose these days.
True.
It's not that
because we all wear tighty whities now. Nobody wears boxers.
No, nobody. Nobody wear. Well, not tighty whities. We are boxer briefs basically at this point.
They're still tighty whities.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's
I'm
fine.
curious.
All right.
They have the men's underwear that has like a actual pouch thing. Is wearing regular boxer briefs like wearing a sports bra, but wearing underwear with that pouch thing is like wearing a bra with an actual cup in it?
Well, but I don't know if there's a real pouch there, you're a creepy dude. That you're not. If there's an actual like a pouchy thing, if it's just they're just cut like
all underwear is cut that
fine.
way. All underwear is cut that way to give you support.
Yeah, but it's not. No. Have you ever seen underwear where there's like this big weird pouch,
like a cod piece?
Yeah, they're gross. Yeah, no, they're for gross men who are gross.
It's
They're
totally
saying
gross.
It's the most comfortable men's underwear to wear those underwear.
Well, and the other thing is, I never did understand boxers at all, because boxers is total freedom. It's just let the twins fly. And but I think Jake Johansson, one of my other favorite comedians, said that that's the difference. But that's one of the things. Men are just really practical people, and obviously boxers were created for one reason: to protect our pants from our pee-pee. So that's it. That's because men are disgusting creatures, as opposed to that's why boxers are there, just another layer. But whereas like tidy whities or boxer briefs, I'll give you some support, right? That's it.
Yes, and I'm all about that. Although how did we get that's something I've been lucky. I'm not a dangly guy.
You don't have balls?
I'm good. No, they're really up there. Yeah, they never descended. It was great.
Yeah, mine are just man.
How I have kids? I have no idea how I have kids at this point.
I'm more of a. I got a speed bag. You can go to town on that. I've got.
I think Adam is my kind of guy. Adam, my kind of guy.
Adam, he's got the puppet. He's got the pet. Oh, you didn't see it?
Oh, he has a puppet thrown in for support.
Entertaining.
Yeah, it's great. There's a frilly thing with the puppets.
Yeah, I like the puppets. Yeah.
I want to know what the.
All right, are we ready for a real question?
Not really.
You're not ready for a real question?
This one's going so well.
Nice.
YouTube, we're getting frowny faces. All right, here's a ship question a lady asked me last night. Okay. Her husband and I are on this cruise. They have a 14-year-old and a 7-year-old. Mm-hmm. They brought the 14-year-old thinking that, and they said to the 14-year-old that at night from 10 o'clock on, they would be in the cabin with the 7-year-old so the parents could go out and do things together. And now the 14-year-old is complaining. And now the dad is saying, well, let's each go to things separately, like comedy and shows, so the 14-year-old can wander around the ship alone and not watch the 7-year-old. And she said, is that fair? Because she came to the comedy show alone last night because the sons wandered around. The husband said, that's fine, I'll stay in the cabin. And now they're not doing things together as a couple because of the 7-year-old and the 14-year-old. What should they do?
So let me get this straight. This couple brought an indentured servant along with them on the cruise to watch their 7-year-old. Is that what I'm hearing?
Unpaid nanny.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah. Only after 10 p.m. though. What's the 14-year-old should they be doing after 10 p.m. on the ship anyway? They've got all the activities during the day. Having fun. Joe, you've been on a ship. What do 14-year-olds do when they get together on ships at night? They wreak havoc. So anyway, they run around and everything. Having fun. They stand with an ice cream with their shirt off in the casino, wet, licking it. Right? That was part of the deal. So what should they do?
Boy, that's a good one. That's a good marriage question. Really, seriously, what do you do? Do you sacrifice your planned time together so that you can actually free up time for your 14-year-old to go out and enjoy themselves? I think that's a valid answer. I mean, unless they knew coming into it that it's like, yeah. What?
After 10 o'clock at night, he's got all day, every day, all day. It's after. What?
Is there a
curfew on a boat?
There's no curfew.
No, I know there's no curfew, but why is it so big a deal because they brought him on saying, if we're going to take the kids on a cruise, but we want you to, and he doesn't have, maybe not every night, But he is bailed after the first night and doesn't want to do anything. And now they're not doing any of the stuff that they were planning on doing together.
Seems to me like you should have. Yeah, seems to me like you should have talked this out in a little bit more detail before you got on the cruise. Because if you think that you're going to bring somebody on a cruise and tell them to stay in their room after 10 o'clock, you didn't think this through. You know, I don't care if you're 14 or you're 50 or 7 for that matter. I'm surprised the 14-year-old doesn't take the 7-year-old out to the movies in the arcade.
Which might be an idea.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, well, let the 14-year-old wander around with the kid in the thing. And she was like, yeah, well, we don't know if she should be out.
This isn't really about the 14-year-old being like wanting to play, because probably they don't know anybody anyway, and probably would. This is more about forcing the 14-year-old to parent a 7-year-old when they didn't wanna and they're not voluntarily doing it. So what my suggestion would be like, hey, 14-year-old, we're going to go out tonight. Do you want to babysit, or do you want us to hire a babysitter? We can either pay that person or pay you. Which would you prefer?
That should have been discussed before the cruise, obviously, because
I don't know if Carnival right now is doing the babysitter thing because of COVID.
I don't think they are. They're not doing the camps and all that stuff.
You can't. There's camp things, but you can't. You can't. That's not a choice, which they may not have known.
If they wanted him to be, if they wanted that 14-year-old to be the nanny, they should be paying that 14-year-old to be.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
That's a good idea. Also,
is there payment involved? Is my next question. Yeah.
Yeah, take the little girl with you, but of course she might want to sleep. But yeah, they should pay. I will say that to her if I see them again, because she was at the comedy show. He wanted to come. They're switching off. And I said, well, and then the 14-year-old came in the comedy show, and it's the R-rated show. I said, how'd you get in here? He goes, I just walked in, and I went to the person running the door. I said, you're letting in any kid into the – oh, sorry, I missed that one. So he didn't stay. But yeah, I will definitely, if I see that lady, I will mention that to her. That is a great idea. So, okay, good. Okay, next question. Can you change someone's annoying habits?
No, they can.
Well, like what? What are you talking about? I don't. What?
No idea. Somebody just put this on Facebook. Can you change someone's annoying habits? And first of all, are you the annoying one, or are they the annoying one? And what are the habits? And
let's get some, again, context. Yeah. So
you don't get context. That's not what it's about.
Annoying habits notwithstanding, you can't change someone. Period. I mean, if you're looking to change, if you get into, this just reminds me of so many relationships I've seen. So many married couples are like, oh, he'll come around or she'll come around. It's like, no, they probably won't. And you should have thought about that before you put the ring on the finger, right? Yeah, because
yesterday, people are not DIY projects. Okay,
that's true. Thank you. Yeah, you got to hire out
and you're not
someone to do it, because otherwise,
fix them. It can only hurt you.
Yeah, get a good marriage contractor.
How about this? I travel with one small roll-on. My wife has a large roll-on, a big backpack, another small backpack, a large makeup bag. Why? And what can I do about it? Nothing. You can do nothing.
Nothing.
Let her take whatever the hell she. Tell her to put it all on a check-on and take just her purse. I mean,
as long as she's paying the baggage fees on the airline, everything's fine, right?
Well, if this guy only has a little roll-on carry-on, she got his baggage and her baggage. She's good.
Yeah, I just know one thing. This woman, she's got a lot of baggage. Anybody? Anyone? Nope. Okay. Wow, this is a rough room today.
Am I going on again? Oh, I'm going on. Okay. So, hey, this one just happened today too. So, and I'm going to try to say, this isn't a question, but it's a situation that happened that we were trying to talk to somebody about. So they wanted to redo their kitchen. He said to his wife, you handle it, you do it, do whatever you want. I don't care. So on FaceTime today, she shows him the backsplash that she has chosen after months of doing this kitchen. And he went, oh, no, that's not good at all. I don't like that backsplash at all. and now he wonders why they spent all night arguing.
Ooh, I totally side with that woman on that one. I would, as a matter of fact,
why did they spend all night arguing, Donna?
Let me talk to that guy because I can explain a few things to him. We've been down this road.
We did. What did we say? You tell us what we told this guy.
You want to give up your say, you give up your say. Shut up.
Bing. That's it. That's it. It's like, yeah, if you're not going to do the work, then you don't criticize the work, right?
That's what, you know, that little red hen making the bread. You don't get you don't get to enjoy the joy of picking.
Indeed.
If you're not going to help during the whole process. Okay?
That's exactly how it goes. That's exactly how it goes.
And then that's pretty much what we told him.
Yeah.
And we also kind of added on, look, and I said, first of all, you can't do something over a phone anyway.
True.
You know, and she goes, yeah, but I can't just say I love it and it's amazing. I said, you don't have to say that. You can just say, great, honey, you've gotten this done and I'll see you when I get home. But he did a false equivalency. And he said, but wait a minute, I have a man cave and I put all this stuff I love and blah, 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 blah. And she came in, she goes, that's too many posters. You shouldn't have that up in here. Why isn't that the same? And I said, well, what did I say? Go ahead.
It's her house.
What did you say, Brad?
Man cave. He did this in.
Yeah.
And he did it all himself. And she came in and complained and said she wasn't that big on where the posters were and stuff.
Yeah.
Why does
she didn't tell him he has to take them off the wall. She just shared an opinion.
Also, she didn't say go ahead and do it all yourself either, did she? I mean,
she didn't say she didn't care about the room at all. She just didn't like it and didn't care. You know?
Yeah. So I don't know what you're saying on this one with the false equivalency. It seems pretty equivalent, actually. So
no, he thought she shouldn't have an opinion, and how dare she hurt his feelings and I said, well, it might hurt your feelings, but in the case of the kitchen, that's shared space. That's your.
Well, I get it. Yeah. That's all.
Own space that she doesn't go in, and that she didn't like your aesthetic.
So you're saying that she's really wrong on this, Brad, right? She's the one that's wrong because she shouldn't have ever said anything about his own man cave, and that's what brought this whole thing on.
No,
I see where you're going with this. Yeah, it's the woman's fault.
No, not only that, she's wrong about the kitchen. He also threw out, I paid for it, the kitchen. He said, and I said, is it your wife? He said, yes. And I was like, okay.
Well, you can pay for the divorce too. How's that?
I say decide early. You want a voice or a choice. You don't get
voice or a choice. Write that one down, people. Listeners.
He was just sharing
write that down. Voice or choice.
Not telling him what to do.
Yeah.
He was telling her what to do.
Right.
That's what he's telling her, to change it, and she was just saying, like, if it was my office and my wife said, I like it, I say, I don't care if you don't like it or not, I like it. But but she did months of work for them, and he said he didn't care, and then suddenly he had this huge opinion. So I know it's fun, isn't it?
The audacity to say that I don't want to do the work, but yet I do want to bitch about the result is the thing that gets me, and it's very common. So, and I do that about this show a lot. So anyway,
yes, that's true. I will tell you, I've done the same kind of thing, just not even thinking about it. I'm on the road for 3 weeks. I come home, and I used to do this. I don't do it anymore. I would come home and complain immediately about something in the house. 3 weeks away, I'd be like, just not even thinking about it, saying, hey, I thought we were going to get this thing out of the pantry and get oh my God.
Oh yeah. Think before you talk, Brad. Just think.
Nope. Okay, here we go. What would you do if you found out your partner was cheating on you?
We've done that.
What weapon would you use?
Oh,
wow,
good one.
That's right.
I like that.
Good one. Yeah. Yes.
I like the light all their stuff on fire in the front yard.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Hey, friend of mine's mom did that.
Really? Yeah. What weapon would you use? Sex. That's because that would be a good one.
Well, they're having sex with somebody else, so what do you care?
lack thereof, whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
There's no lack. They're having sex with somebody else.
Yeah, not with you. What would be let's see, what would be the weapon you'd use? That's a good one.
Guilt.
Cauterizing gun, I think, would be a good one.
My words that hurt more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, people who don't care don't care. Like I always say in Alanis Morissette's song where she's so angry at Dave Coulier, you ought to know. Yeah, are you thinking this? No, he's not. He hasn't thought about you since the day he left and he got with her. When he's having sex with her, he hasn't thought about you once, even though all you're doing is obsessing about it. So I don't know if words are that big an important thing.
Lawsuits always work really well. I mean, that's the American way. Let's get right down to it.
Hit him in the bank account.
Yeah.
Bank account, boom, follow the money.
Hit him in the wallet.
Yep.
And boy, some oldie goldies.
What's that?
Yeah.
Donna?
Women use, like, if they are pissed at their guy or do want to use a weapon, they do use the bank account. They'll go out and spend a big chunk of moolah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Or they'll put the car on sale for $10 on Craigslist. Yeah. It's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So except in a lot of relationships now where he's a deadbeat and she's got the job, and then then it's really how do you divvy up this oldie? Here's an oldie. How do you divvy up the household chores? And if they don't get done, how do you handle it?
Doing myself.
But she doesn't want to do them herself.
Oh.
Just not get them done. Don't have them done.
You can withhold and say you ain't getting nothing until you do those dishes.
There's always that. Again, using sex as a weapon. Good job, Donna. I like that. Very nice.
It's a motivational factor.
It's a weapon. Donna, it really is.
Yeah. When I said it, it was wrong, but here you say it, and it's fine. Jeez, my testicles just got longer while we were talking about it.
That's life.
That's life.
When you do it, it's wrong. When I do it, it's a good idea.
That's true. That's marriage. That's how you get
a long.
You know what we used to do with our daughter was when she would not clean things up, I'd just take it and throw it on the curb. Like if there was lots of stuff in the room, I'd just be like, okay, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you don't clean this stuff, I'm going to either take it to Goodwill or I'm going to put it out in the trash. And you do that once or twice. And then you get a couple receipts. You get a couple good receipts to write stuff off. Okay.
Wow. 10 signs
this is a good one, Brad.
Might be a psychopath. I thought we would go a little different this week.
Make sure we have to evaluate our own children here.
Yes.
Not
and let's know the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. Mm-hmm. Donna, explain the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath, please.
Why are you putting people on the hooks on the? Why are you putting people on? You really.
What?
So a psychopath is usually narcissistic, like really more self-centered and all that. A sociopath. Like a psychopath isn't necessarily a serial killer. Usually a sociopath is more of the serial killer.
Right.
Yeah. Psychopath can learn how to mimic real human. A psychopath can learn to mimic real human stuff.
Yeah.
And they can pass a lot better. So a sociopath, I don't think can as much. So
sociopaths have a tendency. They're the ones that have a tendency to snap and shoot people. So you're right, Donna. Yeah. So good.
A psychopath become billionaires.
There's a lot more psychopaths walking around out there.
Yeah, there are. There's quite a few of them.
Doing very well.
It's weird because psychopath, I think most people think is horrible, whereas sociopath isn't. It's really the other way around because a sociopath is much worse than a psychopath.
It is.
Yeah, but don't go down those paths.
No, I don't know if it's that much worse because a psychopath has just learned how to play the game enough not to get themselves in trouble.
Good point.
So you never know they're a psychopath, so they hurt billions of people. Yeah, and you never know it. A sociopath does something.
More sociopaths in jail than there are psychopaths.
Yes. Oh no,
because they've been caught.
A lot of psychopaths are running jails and running. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Exactly. Okay, first of all, the first thing you know your kid, if your kid has a lack of empathy, although I would say that you have to teach emotional empathy in a way anyway. You have to, a lot of kids don't have it. They have it for themselves, but not for other kids for things that they don't understand. Like if one kid, like I'll give you an example. My daughter loved dragons as a kid. When kids would attack, there was these kids calling dragons stupid, and she was stupid for liking dragons. And that hurt her a lot. And they had no empathy for how she was acting and how much it hurt her, because dragons didn't, anybody said I hate dragons to them, they didn't care. They might have their thing that they were hurt by, but they couldn't connect them. They couldn't connect things emotionally that are the same. Like whatever hurt them is the same as whatever hurts her.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of bullying comes from
others have feelings. They see others.
That's right.
Just like cardboard cutout, two-dimensional.
Right.
They
and they also, yeah, and according to this, it says they also have zero remorse about things that they may have done that have hurt others. So that's where you can kind of see that. So look at your kids. Your kids, either of your kids exhibit any of that?
So there's a difference between zero remorse and overcompensating because they feel so bad. Mm-hmm. So when I have kids like this and their parents are like, they're not even sorry. They just like don't even care. I ask for specifics. So let's say a little 5-year-old steps on their sibling's toy and breaks it, and their sibling starts crying. The true psychopath will be apathetic, which they'll be like, yeah, so what? Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
You know, like they won't show anything. But what sensitive kids can do is overcompensate on the other side, and they're like, I didn't even mean it, blah, 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 blah. And they get like upset because they just hurt someone's feelings, and they'll get upset, angry, overreact, some big emotional reaction. That is actually because they are empathic and can't handle feeling bad. True psychopaths feel apathy. They don't want
nothing.
They don't overcompensate. They don't feel bad.
They don't do it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, whatever. Too bad for them.
Well, and there's different kinds of empathy, because I had a kid that, you know, kid's 13. We're doing a talk. I'm talking about a girl who's killed herself because she was bullied online, and the kid's like, well, I don't care. I'd show my boobs. I don't care. And I was like, you have no concept of her feelings. And I was telling a story, and a kid that had just come from Afghanistan, we were talking about having no empathy whatsoever, and that, you know, you have to have some for people's lives. And this kid goes, you know what? In Afghanistan, we all loved it when my dad shot the guy from the other tribe in the back of the head. He brought him in, and we were all surrounding, and he put him on his knees.
Wow, this has gotten dark.
What?
I said, this has gotten awfully dark.
I know, but I'm saying that floored the 13-year-old kid from America who was just mocking this girl who he didn't understand what she was going through to be so hurt online and kill herself. That brought to light. He could, but suddenly he kind of could when he saw a kid who was getting enjoyment over seeing a man being shot through the back of the head, where that kid from Afghanistan, though, had a ton of empathy for the kids around him because they were human to him. The guy from the other tribe, he'd been raised from day one, was not a human being. So it was fine to do that. And it was funny, but any kid in this room, he would have felt bad if they had gotten shot. So you're right. I'm sorry, Joe. It has gotten real. Sorry.
Wow. This is just, what's this all have to do with marriage?
I don't know.
Wow.
Your kid is a psychopath.
Wow.
If you're married,
and it's because it's your wife's fault. Your kid is a psychopath. They have extreme tantrums.
What if mom would have married someone from the other tribe? I mean, can we, is that, okay, go ahead. I'm trying
Romeo and Juliet, baby.
Romeo
and Juliet. Yeah.
Okay.
They would kill them both.
Okay,
so,
great. Fine.
This one I say is not true. This is not.
Yeah, I don't think this one is true also.
I
would agree that this one's not true.
This is trauma. This is anxiety. This is ADD.
Yeah.
This is stress. This is like, that could be anything.
Yeah,
I would say it's just the opposite.
Yeah.
I would say kids who are never emotional ever
have more tendency to be a
Probably more,
psychopath.
is probably more
Yeah.
psychopath. Yes.
Yeah.
Now here's true, highly manipulative. that is.
No, you don't think so,
And you-
Donna?
No, that's just called smart.
No.
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
a sign of
you
being a psychopath, is it?
No, that's a sign of being clever.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to be good
Well,
at
but you have to
manipulating.
admit, psychopaths are manipulating people.
Yeah, but so are regular people. So are very
Everybody
creative.
is
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah.
We are all manipulating all the time.
Yeah, this is a lot of unfair labeling right here.
This film,
Chronic
I think so.
lying. Yeah.
this is an anxiety-based behavior. Lying is an anxiety-based behavior, and people lie. Actually, psychopaths don't lie because they don't care.
There you go. And I
They're
agree.
like, are you cheating on
Well-
me? And they're like, yeah, I am. So what?
Yeah. I
Well,
think this is wrong.
See, the difference, what this should say is psychopaths do what serves them. Whatever serves them, they will do, no matter who it
Everybody does
hurts or
what
doesn't
they
hurt.
can.
Yeah, because
Well, no, but
I've
no,
raised
That's
I've
what-
raised two chronic
that's-
liars, but neither one of them are psychopaths, So,
Well,
and by the way,
but
when it comes to lying, don't tell me that that's a sign of a psychopath, because during COVID, I lied around a lot. I did. Okay.
So if gaining 25 pounds is a sign of psychopath,
Yeah, that's
Joe,
boring.
you're in trouble.
Okay.
You're in real trouble. No, when I said what serves you, even if someone dies or anybody gets hurt, they have no feelings about that. They will do what serves them to any end.
Okay.
Any end
Yeah, but-
whatsoever.
I can see they will
Okay.
chew people up and spit you out. Yes, they
Yeah.
will.
Yes. Yes.
Just for the fiber.
Yes. And especially if their balls hang really low.
Oh
Just
man,
chew
that's
them.
yeah.
I did hear there was a
Yeah.
correlation between the size of the testicles and the cheating.
Well, I know there's a correlation between the size of the testicles and how much I lie down. Okay, moving on.
Or if you get on a horse.
Oh, don't
how
no.
well how much
No.
horseback riding you do?
No, I have to have a special seat on my
Every horse
bicycle.
gallop, you land on your nuts. It's not
Yeah.
good. 1, 2, ow! 1, 2, ow! Okay. Indifference to punishment.
Kinda. I can
Yeah.
see this.
Kind
That I
It's
could see,
also-
yeah.
It's also a trauma response to cope with punishment. It's also just like, I guess I'm punished now. Like, okay, whatever. That's also a way to cope with stuff. So I don't know if I would say.
I don't know if it's. Would it be indifference to punishment, or would it be? I don't know if it'd be
punishment's
indifferent.
ineffective.
Yeah, it's not just ineffective, but they'd find it to be, first of all, unwarranted and probably overblown, right? Because they didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like
So-
that. It's not necessarily indifference. It's like, why am I being punished? That was totally.
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. That to me, yeah.
But they understand, I think, if they're being punished, their reaction to it can make punishment worse, so they don't react the way
You're thinking this way too far. You're going way too far, Brad. We're going way through. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
because they probably aren't going screaming and yelling about being punished.
Yeah.
Because they know that doesn't make it less, and they want to manipulate you to have less fun. I don't know.
There you go. Back to
Superficially
manipulation. Yep.
This shows you I'm not a psychopath, because I'm not charming
Yeah,
in any
this
way.
totally takes
Normally,
you right out of the running.
This
Yeah,
this is the one that I am definitely superficially charming. Definitely.
Yeah.
Superficially being the key word there.
Yeah.
So
How do you be superficially charming but not actually charming?
because that means you're being charming just so that you can get your way. Wouldn't that be it?
Purposely
Well, but
charming versus
Being
that's
charming
just
means
charming.
being charming means that you're trying to charm somebody, you're trying to make them feel good, mostly about you. But superficially charming means that you really don't care about that person at all. You're not trying to charm them. It's all about you looking good in their eyes. I think that's what it means, right?
But that's still just charming, isn't it? That's still just
No,
charming.
because sometimes you charm
The whole
people because
concept
it
of
makes them
Prince
feel better.
Charming, Prince Charming,
So, no,
wait,
here's the
Prince Charming
difference.
doesn't give a crap about anybody himself at all. Prince
That's not
Charming,
true.
He only cares.
difference.
He
You think
really
that they-
cared for Cinderella because she had tiny feet.
No, yes, well, only as much as he wanted that trophy. not about her personally.
So here's the difference. If you use it as a verb, you are a psychopath. If you use it as an adjective, you're not a psychopath.
Ah, interesting. I like it.
What about a past participle? Yeah, what could you use it as a animal cruelty? This one is a psychopath. If you're cruel to animals,
I say across the board.
Across the board.
On purpose, hurting animals and baby animals, out. Psychopath.
Yeah, there's something seriously wrong with you. Yes.
Yeah, no, that person, no matter what, this could be the only one in the entire list, actually. Just this one. You're a psychopath if you enjoy hurting animals in any way or seeing them hurt.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh my God. Wait, what?
Uh-oh.
Suffers from enuresis? What?
Boy, if I knew what that was, I'd
training
agree or disagree with it.
It's wetting the bed.
Peeing.
It's
wetting the bed.
We just called that wetting the bed. Yeah. What does that have to do with being a psychopath?
Yeah, it's also anxiety, trauma, and ADHD.
Yes. Listen, it happens in our house occasionally. I'm not a psychopath. I drink too much. But, I don't think that's reason to throw a red flag on.
Wait a minute. What if I pee other people's beds?
There's a good one right there. Yeah,
I go to other people's beds and pee in them.
Yeah, only a drunk psychopath.
Yeah,
I've never been drunk. So.
If you wet someone else's bed, that really goes against the superficially charming thing right there. So that's not considered in any way.
That's why I said never been charming at all.
Yeah, right. Pick one.
I disagree with this one too, because man, do I like to start a fire.
Well, who doesn't?
I think it's every boy. So is every boy a psychopath?
If you give them some matches, they are. Yeah.
Yes.
Give them a lighter.
Okay.
It's over.
Yes. Every boy is a psychopath.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to start a forest on fire?
I like this little question for future discussions.
What's that?
Under the starting fires.
Should I freeze my eggs or get a boyfriend instead? Wow. There's got to be there's got to be a lot of options between those two, don't you think?
Wait a minute. Where are you seeing this?
But do you freeze your eggs in your boyfriend, or are you storing them there? Or like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I've never frozen eggs before because they taste better when they're fresh. I think everybody knows that. At least the ones I buy. So
I think I heard you can't.
Well, and your boyfriend, you can't eat over easy. He's got to be cooked through. You can't. You can't go. No runny yolks on the boyfriend.
This is as close to. Do you walk to school or carry a lunch as we've had yet in this? That's just ridiculous.
We haven't had that.
No.
We haven't had walk to school or carry. Well, let me tell you the rule on walking to. Let's talk about the actual thing of carrying a lunch or buying a lunch at school.
Wait a minute.
In my house, it was. Now, come on. This is very important. When my daughter was growing up, there was the choice to buy the school lunch or bring your lunch to school.
Right.
My daughter, whichever of those cost money, she wanted to do. So because when school lunch wasn't free, she ate school lunch, but then they made school lunch free for every kid in the district. It was cheaper than deciding who couldn't afford lunch because they were at 76% free lunch. Now she had to take lunch to school. Now we had to pay for lunch. So that is exactly why they do that. So
my wife is she's that way too. It's like she can spot the most expensive thing in any store just by going that one. And I'm like, that's a gift, honey. That's just a gift. So
that's quality stuff.
Yep, she knows it. So
well, it's our fault. It's our fault. We raised our daughter on really good food, and she was eating sushi at 6. So now we're the only ones to blame that we go out and she wants the most expensive Tibetan restaurant on the block that she can't eat any fast food whatsoever that she has to have. It's good for her, not for my credit card that she has of mine in her pocket.
I was just thinking about our little our little quiz we just did on psychopathic children.
It was not a quiz.
If you were able to charm an animal so that you could get close enough to kill it and then cook it, boy, you know, you're set for life right there. Isn't
that called hunting?
Exactly.
Or
so
fishing?
you're telling me the hunters are all psychopaths?
You lie in wait.
Yeah.
You
charmed them, you killed them, and you lit a fire.
Yep, you've done it all.
How do you charm? You don't charm. You lie in wait for them and then kill them.
Yeah, and you have you ever heard of a duck call?
And fishing is
that's true.
Fishing is baiting them. Come on, Brad.
That's even really no. The duck call's the worst because they're thinking they're getting sex. That really sucks. You are really terrible, a psychopath. Yeah. You're telling somebody, "Hey, baby, oh God, over here, baby, oh yeah."
Well, how about the guys who put, the deer hunters who you've heard this one before? They put deer urine on them. I mean, that's got to drive a deer crazy.
They stink like deer pee, and they go in the woods and they climb into a tree together. That's broke back hunting right there.
I think I heard it was pregnant female deer pee.
Is it really? Yeah. So I've been doing it wrong, just being on myself. I've been doing it wrong because I've been just trying. I haven't attracted any women lately, so okay.
I've been trying to collect just regular female pee, and it just not giving it up.
Now, if you can pee on yourself in the bed, man, roll it. See, now we got that in there too.
Is that like
that's why I'm peeing in other people's beds.
What's that, Donna?
Menstruating female pee in a cologne base. Oh wait, is that going to attract a lot of men to me? Is that because I heard men smell?
I don't know, but I think you need to get some investors and possibly a grant.
You need to go on Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank. Yeah, I say we start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Next time you can name it.
And it's going to look real pretty in the bottle too. I think that's going to be the.
Yeah, and we can call it 1,000 marriage questions.
Okay, we're giving up. I've spent $32 on the internet on this show.
Yeah, this one went too long. Hey, Donna, isn't this fun trying to make it longer so Brad has to spend more money every week?
Especially knowing how financially conscious he is, I say we keep going. Like we keep.
Yes, every week
as far as we can.
I know. Well, and the outro's not going to play for me, and I'm going to talk through it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.